It's Monday night. It's 8 o'clock. You know what time it is. It's time to start your lovely week off right with the greatest love show of all, our love for toys, right here on Play for Keeps on Nerd Initiative. Mickey, play those dulcet tunes intros.
Smooth.
Yeah.
Just do that Care Bears countdown. Just when you need them, they'll be there.
Just when you need them, they'll be there.
Don't be afraid when clouds are brewing in your heart. If you can dream, just send a wish out in the dark and do that Care Bears countdown.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What is going on, everybody? We're sharing the love. It's Valentine's week, and since we've been in this really great retro space, we figured why not celebrate with the Care Bears, you know? So we're glad that you've already decided to join us right here on Nerd Initiative. My name's Off the Cuff Tom, Nerd Initiative's pop culture connoisseur, and with me, as always, to my right, to my left, your right, he is the aluminum foil around my Hershey Kisses. He is the cutie mark to my tummy mark. He is Mickey CWK Smith.
Oh man, that's the best one yet. I think that was really good. The cutie mark. Yeah, I'm digging that. What's going on? Hope everybody's having a great night. We're trying to set the mood for what's happening later this week. We were thinking, what do you do with Valentine's
I got
Day?
scented candles. I got the whole night. Yeah.
Well, how do we relate toys to Valentine's Day? Care Bears.
It's the only thing we could really think of. And Mickey, like, we were talking out because, like I said, folks, we're planning on doing these whole block month ideas.
Mhm.
So we're filling out February. And don't worry, at the end of February, I got a very, very special guest coming on. A good friend of mine. We've been buddies for years, and we're going to finally follow up on these guys.
Oh yeah.
With the better ones. But yeah, we're talking Care Bears tonight. I'm very, very surprised. I am slightly within months younger than the Care Bears.
Yeah, me too.
just months. Like I'm an 81 baby, so I'm the end of the year. And the Care Bears came out in 1981. But before we pick up on what we're talking about tonight, what did we pick up this week? Mickey?
That was really
nice.
Oh,
no. I'm going second this tonight.
Yeah, that was nice. Honestly, it's a pretty slow week, but I had some time to kill today and came across this fella. I wasn't sure if I wanted him, but the more I looked at it, I was like, yeah, I want that. That's pretty cool. We got the SH Figuarts Vegeta Daima Mini.
Where'd you pick that up at?
Walmart, actually.
Really?
Yeah. There was a few things I was looking at, and I was like, I'm gonna go with this one. This is the one I want, because he will go. Okay. I have a cool little Vegeta shelf back there that I can add him to. It's like, yeah, it's gonna be great.
You just got a little bit of space back there?
Just a little bit, just enough.
Oh, nice. All I did was pick up a Super Bowl win. Go Birds!
Be better than mine.
It was great last night. Actually, I went and watched the game with Rich and Ken and Josh. We all were hanging out. So big shout out to those guys for having me over because I'm usually flying solo up here where we live. So to be able to spend and watch the Chiefs get thumped, dog walked through New Orleans was a beautiful, beautiful thing. So shout out to the Eagles. Shout out to everybody who's part of the Birds Nation. You know, we really appreciate it, all the support, especially because Chiefs. But no, I'm only wearing red tonight because we're talking about love. Yeah. I actually did buy my wife once a Care Bear out of love.
Okay. Which one?
It was an Earth Day special one.
Oh, yeah.
So does it count? Is it canon? I don't know. It's a sale.
I think so.
But what else we got going on? Well, it might have been a light week for us personally for pickups, but of course, we always have toy news.
Mm-hmm.
And this just in, I still haven't changed my background. Gonna be
uh,
the running joke.
yeah. There was actually like a ton of stuff, but I tried to keep it on the short spectrum here because there's a lot of Care Bear stuff to cover, right? So we're gonna hit
Oh
the
my
high
god, yeah.
points. We're gonna hit the high points, and we're starting off with one of Tom's.
So this game was announced just in the later part of last year. This is called Knockoff. This is the Battle for Imagination type game. And what it is if you guys are like old school fans of Super Nintendo, like Clay Fighter, or because that's what really gave me the vibes. They're using knockoff style toy characters as a fighting game.
Yeah.
Um, the first real character they have shown is the Fighting Phoenix, which is a complete ripoff of Power Rangers or
And I
Phoenix
love it.
Flame. There you go. Like we're not. I mean, look at the top up top there. It's supposed to be like Bandai. It says something Vi.
Yeah.
I think this is a great figure. I mean, these are all video game, but play for keeps. We talk about all types of toys, and video games are definitely as important to us as well.
Right.
We should do a month of our favorite video games.
Yeah.
Ooh,
that's
we
a
could
good
do
idea.
we could do a whole month of like, hey, let's do our favorite PlayStation 1 for a month or generations. We could do a whole
Okay.
generation per month.
Heck yeah.
Oh, we're scheming, folks. Sorry, this is what happens when you do it live. And
Uh,
speaking of being live, we want to hear in the chat. We want to hear from you guys. What do you think about all this? But yeah, Phoenix Flame. I like the fact that they didn't go like the really far heavy yellow like we normally get for Yellow
mhm,
Rangers.
mhm.
We also don't get a orange ranger per se. They really got a nice tone in between, so there's nothing like a copyright infringement
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
or use of likeness.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, if I'm going to tangent real quick here. The 50th anniversary Super Sentai season starts this coming Saturday / Sunday for you guys. So Gojuger will be on. Watch it how you will, however you do get your, Japanese television shows.
Fascinating.
Very.
Yeah, this knockoff game, I remember seeing it, a while back. And I think I saw like the Masters of the Universe stuff. Like there's like a Skeletor
Mm-hmm.
Man knockoff. And I was just like, I'm fascinated. I can't wait to see more. And then you sent me this and I was like, dude, this is great. I can't wait. There was even like the trailer had like a knockoff Zordon calling for help or whatever it was. I was
Yep.
like, yes.
And if you go back to that last one, like the other one looks like it's completely out of Shogun Warriors.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
The Lizard Man looks like he's probably a knockoff from season 3 of, He-Man.
Yeah, probably. But speaking of Power Rangers,
Yep.
what's it coming?
So we finally got silhouettes for the Reignition line.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how I feel about this because looking at these now, this is Playmate's first foray into the Power Rangers line. We're all assuming that we're going to find out stuff at Toy Fair coming up next month.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Mickey and I got the 11th hour call, and we still have real life jobs, and we're not able to make it. But God knows, I've been wanting to try and make this for years.
We'll have to try next year.
Yeah. So with the Reignition line, they've shown these silhouettes. I like the fact of I don't know what the hell I'm expecting. Now, mind you, the Reignition line here is not the collector's line. The collector's line they have said is going to be out somewhere around Q3 or Q4.
Oh, okay.
So these are going to be your base standard figures that you're going to buy. So I would like to see these anywhere in the $15 to $18 range.
Yeah.
So that's just me, but you can definitely tell this is all the Mighty Morphin team. How they're going to roll this over into the next team. Are they just going to do team by team? Are we going to roll through 30 years? And if the waves are going to take that long, like the Lightning Collection did, we're never going to see, the 30th season because that'll take what?
A while.
5 waves a year. That'll take 5 years at least to do.
Yeah.
What do you think about these?
So I know they're just silhouettes, and I don't want to like critique it.
Go for it.
But like,
Bag on them.
I do not like what I see from the silhouettes. They look almost a little too chunky, maybe like
Clunky is what I'm looking for. See, because they're not smooth. They're not.
Yeah, they remind me of like probably the very first. I don't know if they're meant to be retro in some way, but they kind of look like an old toy technology to me. Like we could do better than this, but I don't know. Like I have to wait till we see them. But just from what I see on the silhouette, I'm not excited.
And like I said, this is not supposed to be the collector's line. So those of you in the Lightning Collection community, this is not for you. But we can finally use this as a litmus test to see what Playmates is going to do with this. So I'm interested to see how some paint appliques are, how some of the molding is. One big thing is, are all the weapons, are they going to, because we see everything, are we going to combine them into the Power Blaster?
I
Or
was
the detail? Are
I
they
was gonna
a
ask
single color?
about the weapons. Are they gonna be like those cheap ones that were just all gray? They're gonna like
Mm-hmm.
that's a big selling point for me. Like, are the weapons detailed, painted, and stuff like that? I'm more likely to buy them if they're just basic gray or a flat color. Nah, no thank
And
you.
one other thing that I just noticed, if everybody takes a look at their left hips, we are getting blade blasters, but they are in blaster form, not blade form.
Yes.
And if I'm correct, they even gave the Green Ranger a blade blaster.
Kind of looks like it, yeah.
He doesn't have one.
Right. I bet
So there you go, Power Rangers fans. We have something to finally be angry at again.
now I think they did that with the classic toys, the like old school ones. They did that, didn't they? With he had one.
I don't know. I
I'm just
honestly
saying it
didn't start
reminds me
collecting
of
till I
that.
was older.
Yeah.
But yeah, I could see. Well, the one ugliest thing I always hated was them putting the power coin on the chest. So, like, it's
Oh,
not
yeah,
in the
yeah,
show.
yeah,
Why
yeah.
would you do that? I've
Right.
never collected a figure that has that. Never, ever, 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 ever.
I don't know.
Sorry, at the moment.
Moving on though.
Yeah, let's do
we'll
that.
talk a lot more about that in the future, right? So there's a new McFarlane wave dropping.
Yay.
I think I was looking at them. I don't collect a lot of McFarlane unless it's Batman related, honestly, and some Superman, and maybe the Flash on occasion. So the Flash does pique my interest, as does the Joker here. The rest, though, I don't really care. I don't even.
Yeah,
like
I think
Batman.
Adam Strange, they definitely went a little too, hey, we're going to reuse someone else's, sculpt. Deadshot, same idea. I really would have liked to see. Now, Deadshot could be one of those perfect figures that I would put a black wash on him in, his suit, and that might help him.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That Batman looks great. The Joker looks amazing, like just for the fact of having Killing Joke.
Exactly.
And who is the ape character supposed to be? Is that Solivar or is that?
I didn't look it up. I was like, I know that's not King Kong, so I don't know who that's supposed to be.
Because I don't think that's Solivar. So hold on. No. Ooh, could it be Cygor? Maybe? I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
No.
It's possible, but I don't think so. Here we go.
I don't know. Chat, super chat, let us know. Who do you think this could be?
It is. So he comes in. No, that can't be right. Titano? That's not Titano, is it?
No. Oh, no, it is. That would be Titano.
And he comes in a 2-pack with that Flash, so you have to buy both of them.
Well, see, that's a good way. That is where I like when you take this, like, we're not sure about this figure, so we're gonna put it with a guaranteed sell. And that's what I like. This is how I think a lot of the big manufacturers. I'm sorry, I'm soapboxing here. This is how a lot of the big manufacturers need to sell their. And I hate to say it, they're female figures. The person's a color. I'm just putting it out there.
Yeah, that is one way to move that stuff.
Anyway,
But
yeah, the green tongue gave it away.
Yeah. So video games talking about earlier. We've got these. I think it's Storm Arenas. Yeah. These Alpha 3 Street Fighter figures, and we're getting Kin. It intrigued me because I collect the Street Fighter 2 Jada Toys figures, and they're really cool. These look really good, but I don't want to collect another Street Fighter line. But I may get a couple of them because this Kin looks great and he's only like $26.99.
I'll be honest. Looking at this is where my figure arts and thing is. That elbow joint that they have there, how it's inside the bicep, and and like that's really nice. And you could still get fluid motion. You still have the actual cap on the elbow there, like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hot like a rising uppercut.
Yeah. So you can I feel like you can always tell by the posing and the marketing pictures how good a figure is, at least posability wise. This looks good. Like some of them are just like in one little basic pose or something. They put this is only 3 pictures. If you go like on a website like Tour Arc or Toy International, they've got like 12, 13 posing photos, and they all look
I'm loving
fantastic.
this knee design.
Yeah, me too.
As he's doing his uppercut, the one he's
Yeah.
on his back leg,
Yeah.
like that's really impressive.
But there's some good stuff, and they're at a good price. So I'm probably gonna look into it. I may get one just to see how good it is. Ken, I guess he's the first one, so I don't know. Ken and
Okay. Wait,
Ryu.
Ryu's not the first one? Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy, right? Also, MegaCon was this past weekend, and I was like, I've got to find something that they did or something toy related that got dropped there.
Mezco.
Mezco Shredder looks amazing.
Like that is so comic accurate, and
Dude.
it's soft goods.
Yes. He's wearing like some sweet Air Jordans or something. I don't know what. He just looks really good.
That looks really, really good.
I didn't include it, but they also announced a Dark Knight Joker, Heath Ledger's Joker, which looks really good too. So
I do love Mezco. That's one of those brands. Like, you know, once you start, you don't want to stop. It's a Pringles dilemma.
I started collecting them, and I'd be like, no, I'm not. Like, I actually got rid of some of them, kept a few. I still got a Cyclops up there because he's like my favorite Cyclops figure is the Mezco 112. So yeah.
Oh, I do have a pickup from this week. Now I think about it.
What do you got?
Coming from eBay, it's not here yet. I did splurge and I
Ooh.
purchased a Kamen Rider figure art from Kamen Rider O's. So you'll definitely have to come back and check that out.
Yes, we will.
But 86 turtles, huh?
So they have a line of turtles that are more like gritty looking, like, you know, something straight off the street. They're dark green with like a lot of black highlights, and they all have the red. I think they had different colors, but they just look much more grounded. These look like turtles from Turtles in Time figures. They kind of have that vibe.
Yeah, the cartoonish vibe to it.
I want them. Like, I was like, dude, I don't want to get more 112s, but I want these. I didn't get the other ones because I was like, nah, I don't want another like gritty set of turtles. I've got the movie set. They're fine. But these look really good, man.
Yeah, I would get these for my niece.
Yeah. So sick. That's something coming from Mezco that was shown off at MegaCon. I was like, dude, gotta have it. Something really cool that Kat showed us. Lio Kaiser, HasLab. It looks pretty cool. I don't know a lot about Lio Kaiser. I don't know a lot about that part of Transformers lore that's kind of more Japanese related.
Yep.
But this thing looks sick, and it got me interested, and I kind of went and did a whole ton of research on who Lio Kaiser is, and it's pretty interesting. You know what I'm saying?
It's a neat figure. I mean, it's definitely of the times. The colors are good. Like they're trying to make it a 1-for-1 instead of like bringing up and making it a modern figure. Yeah, I'm always on the flip about HasLab. Just saying.
Yeah,
but
same. And I mean, I'm not looking into getting this, but like Transformers purists, you know, big time collectors, people that are really into the franchise, I'm sure this is going to be hype for them, you know, because this figure probably hasn't. I don't want to say it's never been made in America, but it's slim to none. I didn't really look it up, so.
Nah, this one hasn't been released in America.
Yeah, so.
Because this would be from the second series in Japan after the Headmasters and the Action Masters.
Yeah.
So while we were doing G2 figures, they were still had their own canon series.
Right, and I was just a little background because I was like, I don't know much about it. These are breast masters. Is that what they were called?
Mm-hmm.
Like they had like a almost like a mini con that comes off of their chest that transforms into a weapon or something like that. It was really interesting. I did a lot of reading on it. I was like, this is pretty cool. I might like try to go find these episodes and watch them now.
Well, they won't be dubbed. They'll definitely have to read the subs on these.
Yeah, and that's fine. I don't mind that at all. So that's toy news, baby. If you guys got anything else, throw it in the chat. You know, let us know what's hot right now. What are you looking forward to coming up real soon? Yeah,
my eBay order.
Yes, exactly. My pile of loot.
Yeah, right. What you can get exclusive from Big Bad Toy Store. I don't think I have anything sitting in my pile right now.
I have a lot.
Honestly.
I'm like, I don't want that much stuff right now.
Yep. But speaking of Big Bad Toy Store, you can definitely check out this past week. We did put up a whole new toy review. Yours truly did the Gundam Death Scythe Hell. I don't like calling it. It's called the Hell Scythe. I don't care. In my book, it's the Hell Scythe. So either way, make sure once you're done watching this, you go through the rest of the Nerd Initiative YouTube channel and check that out.
Absolutely.
But while you're checking things out, I want you guys to get locked in. I don't want you to stare. Care Bear stare. Because we're talking about the Care Bears.
Oh, man. Care Bear stare!
Charge!
Oh, man. All right. So, Care Bears, right?
Yep.
Anybody out there familiar with Care Bears? I'm a 41-year-old man, and I grew up with Care Bears, and I really liked them when I was a kid. Like, I'm not going to say it was a huge deal, but it was kind of big for me. Loved the cartoon, loved the movies, loved the toys, had Grumpy Bear and Lucky Bear as like plushes. Those are things I wish I still had, and I don't, because things happen. But yeah, I have history with this. What about you? Like any kind of fandom?
So I can remember one, you played the intro. So that was when it was on ABC.
Yes.
Later in my Saturday morning block. And I really enjoyed them. I very much remember the first two movies. You'll find out the whole Care Bears franchise has had nearly a dozen movies over the 40 years. But a lot of us only remember like the first 2, 3, if you're lucky, because in that 80s era.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't believe I had any figures or any plush. I could be very, very wrong. Because I mean, for me, it was my pound puppy. Like it had,
dude.
Yeah, I had a pound puppy. So
okay, we got to do pound puppies now.
I'm down.
Yeah. I feel
But
you.
yeah, so I remember it. I know I'm very familiar with the characters. I kind of had a very big blind spot about it for, my God, up until like just a few years ago with the newer franchises. When you started seeing more and more of them, like at your Walmart and your Target and whatnot. So there was a huge blank spot like from 95 to 2014 for me.
Yeah.
I mean, they were always cool. Like you can never go wrong with,
They're iconic.
Thanks, Kat. Ripe old age of 26.
Yeah, appreciate that. I was like, thanks for making me feel
Hold
this.
on. Someone give me my Motrin.
But I did not remember this. But the Care Bears originated with American Greetings, the card company.
And who else did too?
Who else did? I'm glad you asked. Strawberry Shortcake, if anyone remembers that. I do. I remember watching also.
I very much remember it.
Very much. I like that. So American Greetings had some success with Holly Lobby, I think her name was. I believe it was Holly Hobby. Excuse me.
Holly Hobby.
And so licensing started coming into play here in the 80s, right? Strawberry Shortcake was a huge success. Greeting cards, the doll, everything. And so they kind of created, American Greetings created this company called Those Characters from Cleveland to handle like their toy division or whatever. I don't know if it's an interconnected universe or not, but that's what they were doing, right?
It's not. So these guys were just this was a think house that just kept pumping out.
And so they had so much success with Strawberry Shortcake. They were like, what's next? Right? Like we gotta the grooves are nice. Let's keep this going. So they had something called Project 2 in the works, with Strawberry Shortcake being Project 1, by the way. Kenner, right? We all know Kenner was looking to get into the plushie market. They were selling plastic toys like crazy, but teddy bears are huge sellers. Huge sellers.
If you go check out our episode on presidential toys.
Exactly.
Shameless plug.
And so American Greetings was trying to come up with something, and they had a guy who had cards based on like these, like a rainbow or these things that give emotions maybe when you see them, like a stormy cloud or whatever. And so they're, how do we incorporate teddy bears with this stuff, right? Like we're gonna put these things together. And I can't remember the guy's name, but like he just it's a simple thing when you think about it, but he just put the symbol in their belly, and it was like, oh. and Care Bears were born, right? And I remember And apparently Kenner was like, yes, like we're gonna make truckloads of money. Let's do this. So in 1983, they kind of released their toys, right? I think they had made the greeting cards before that, if I'm not mistaken.
So Care Bears were created in 1981 by Elena Kerchak for American Greetings, and then Jack it's a Eastern European name, so you'll have to excuse me. Chudniacki was the co-president of the characters from Cleveland. They first started from the toy in February of 1981, and then the reaction to toys. Oh my God, this has the factor.
Yeah.
Um,
And not
So
only
it hit
that,
really launched in 82
yeah,
as far as the cards are concerned, but the toy started in 83.
right. And it wasn't, before you go any further, it wasn't just cards and plus, teddy bears. They slapped these things on everything. Like,
Everything.
and they, if I'm not mistaken, they had all that lined up, like, too. Like, this was kind of different because before this, something got popular and then it got licensed. This was like, look at what we got. You want to license it before it comes out? And everybody was like, yes. So if you could think of it, it had a Care Bear on it. And it was licensed before the toys even dropped. So that was pretty interesting. But old Kenner, man. Old Kenner.
Yep. And then also in 1983, Deke, do it for cheap, was the first ever company to do an animated version. There was the Care Bears, The Land Without Feelings was the first one, and then the Care Bears Battle the Freeze Machine. What's interesting is these were around the original 10 Care Bears. And then finally, in the second one, Battle for the Freeze Machine, is where you see those two little babies, Hugs and Tugs, were introduced. Yes, folks, I did say Deke as do it for cheap because they are synonymous with always getting series downgraded to their art house.
It's about selling toys, my friend. It's not about the art.
Exactly. But this is the first time you ever saw them. They were like home releases and everything. And then we have, like Mickey shown here, the original 10 Care Bears. Can you name them off?
I can. Are you ready?
Without looking?
No, I can't do it without looking.
Okay.
I could have probably got through like 6 or 7, but I don't know if I got all 10. So Bedtime Bear, Birthday Bear, Cheer Bear, Friend Bear, Funshine Bear, Good Luck Bear, Love a Lot Bear, Tender Heart Bear, Wish Bear, and my personal favorite, Grumpy Bear, because they needed one bear to balance out all these happy emotions. Let's just put a grumpy guy in there.
Yep.
I thought that was hilarious. We've got 9 happy bears and then 1 sad bear to balance it all out.
Well, he's not sad. He's just understanding of his emotions. When we care about somebody else, we care about all their feelings.
That's right. That's right.
Especially the ones who want to go to sleep.
Exactly. Right. I'm not going to say, like, he wasn't like a jerk or anything. He was just kind of always like, I don't want to do this. Which as a kid, now I'm an adult, I'm like, I understand why I like that. I don't want to do this.
Making sense.
Yeah.
Freud was right.
they understand me so well. So that was the first line in 1983. And boy, did it pop off. Like, it was huge. And then you started getting the little vinyl bears, which I had quite a few of the little vinyl ones. And then in 1984, they introduced the Care Bear Cousins, which did they do that in the first movie? Is that when they were introduced?
So introduced. So the Care Bear Cousins were introduced in the first movie, but the plush were introduced before the movie.
Right.
So this was them incorporating. So this is like reverse Transformers, if you think about it. The Transformers movie was made to get rid of characters. This was the complete opposite. Like, hey, we've got guys, now we got to make sense of it all.
Well, they were trying to introduce new characters by getting rid of old characters.
Well, see, I don't think that they were getting rid of Care Bears because the Care Bears are so popular. It's like, hey, let's.
No, I was talking about the Transformer characters. They were
Transformers. Yeah,
we're like, you guys move. We've got some new toys we want to sell.
Yeah. It's Diaclone is Diagon.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the Care Bears movie was introduced in March of 1985 when I was, as Kat would like to say, the ripe old age of 3. But yeah, this is when it originally hit theaters. and this is the movie is where they introduced the Care Bear cousins to the line. After the two movies done by Deke, or the two made for TV or specials,
Yeah.
they still kept a lot of the actors around, and they went in to do this whole Care Bears movie. And then this is where they introduced all the cousins. As a matter of fact, I believe that the monkey of the cousins was a movie exclusive. He never was on the cartoon series proper.
That sucks. He was a cute little
Yeah,
guy.
man. Like
I
what? You got something against yellow?
Yeah. I was a big fan of Braveheart, so, like, this movie was kinda huge for me as a kid, but
Mm-hmm.
somehow, as you get older, you push things out, and I forgot about it. I don't remember, and it was a fever dream for me. Like, this is a funny story because I think I'm, like, 21, fast forward, right? And we're, like, partying, having a good time, and
As you do.
I say, "Do you guys remember this cartoon where like, this, like, evil sorcerer guy, he's got, like, a black face, but you can see his red eyes, and then the Care
Mm-hmm.
Bears kinda, like, blast him away, and everybody's like, 'That's not a thing. What are you talking about?' I was like, 'Nah, I swear to God, man, like, it's a movie, it's a thing.'" And, I found it somehow and, like, proved it to everybody. I was like, "Look!" And it was like a rush of memories came back. It was like, "Dude, I remember how much I loved this and watched it over and over and over again, and I knew I wasn't crazy." And everybody was like, "We remember that too." So, Care Bears was awesome, and everybody loved it.
Nope, I'm wrong. Playful Heart Monkey was in the TV series. I apologize.
Okay.
Just
Speaking
got to
of
be honest. So after that, Deke continued on, and they did 11 episodes. And I say 22 cartoons over 11 episodes because this was split in half.
Yeah,
Like
there was 2 episodes.
yeah, it was two stories per episode,
Right,
and they
right.
really weren't doing much of that back in the 80s as far as shows are concerned. We saw that like all through the 20, the double O's with your
Mhm.
Chowders and your Gumballs and all of those shows. But to really do this back then, understanding that kids have an attention span of a squirrel. But yeah, it is truth. It's the cart before the horse. They did the movie. It's like, hey, we're gonna market a big movie, and like I think they spent 3 point something to make the movie, and they made 10 times that amount, so it was a success.
Yeah,
The theme song to this original version, me,
right.
but then coming back in the next one, we have
Care Bears 2.
that's right, the
We get a
new
sequel?
generation. Now, this is the one I remember
Yeah.
super, super well. This is when they introduced, some new Care Bear cousins. Well, not the cousins. They kind of prequelized it. And it's like, oh, well, this is how the Care Bears ended up in Carolot, and this is how the cousins ended up in the forest.
Mhm.
And we're going to introduce a new Care Bear, of which I really wanted to put a slide up here. There's a horse cousin, and I'm sorry, it don't look like a freaking horse. You know, it is. I've always noble heart horse. I don't give it what you say. That does not look like a horse.
Wait,
Just
you
because you
have
give
to
it
have
some
a flat
Mr. Tumnus legs, like they could make the lamb work. Like,
Right,
give
right.
me a little snap. You freaking elephant in a trunk, but eh.
Oh, man, the elephant was cute as all, but I'll get out.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, lots of heart elephant. That's why it had the big, huge ton size,
Yeah,
heart
yeah, he was great.
merchandising.
Man, this thing was humming. This was a machine, and it could not be stopped. There was
Nope.
gummy bears, everything, and this is what the 80s were, honestly, and kinda still is like that, maybe not as bad, but
Mhm.
you got something like this, you put it on everything. You make snacks, you make stationery, postcards, you make school supplies, you make jewelry,
Lunchboxes,
everything,
thermos,
man.
jewelry, jelly bracelets, jelly shoes, whatever.
And they were doing a great job because I think it's because Care Bears kind of transcends children though, right? Like I know guys are into it, but it's probably a for females and women, it's probably a big seller too, right? Like they thought that stuff was really cute, and you know,
It's
yeah,
adorable. And
yeah,
it was a good show when you're that little. Like I said, I was 3 when these came out.
yeah,
So, my mind is like, oh, cute little teddy bears, whatever. I'm learning. Oh, I'm learning my emotions. And, you're learning empathy and whatnot. Oh, well, this is, you feel sad, you're grumpy bear. If you're happy, you're sunshine bear.
this goes to this thing I have where I'm like, we learned all of these like interesting things watching these cartoons as kids, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
all these lessons, all these like kind of I don't want to say they're huge things, but they are big things underlying anyway behind these stories. And not to get on my soapbox here for a second, but
Go for it.
we do that now and people get really mad about it. Like when we're trying to like teach you a lesson or have some kind of underlying message or whatever it may be, and it's woke. And I get that sometimes even me, it's like, okay, you're forcing it a little hard, or you're like not being you're not finessing it. You're not a good little technique of weaving it in there.
Yep.
And I get that Care Bears is kind of like, this is what it is. Like they're not hiding it. But still, there was some really cool stuff. And I feel like people that probably watched Care Bears as a kid probably grew up to be better, a little bit nicer,
We can only hope.
a little more hopeful, a little more kinder, something like that. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, ABC, right? And Care
So
Bears.
now, so you can definitely tell Nelvana, who is a Canadian-based animator, did a bunch of shows in the 80s and the 90s. They took over the Care Bears franchise, and they did 3 whole seasons starting in 1986. But yeah, you can definitely tell. And as it says on here, there's a new format. This was a full standalone, villain of the week. Hey, we've got one story. We're going to do it for the whole 22 and a half minutes. They introduced a few new characters during this. Let's see.
Yeah, this is the one I remember really well. Like,
Yeah, so we
watching
got
as a
Hugs,
kid.
Tugs, Champ Bear, Dream Bear, Forest Friend, Grams, Harmony. Personally, 2 of my favorites that I completely had forgotten about until we were doing homework is there are 2 Panda Bear Care Bears.
Yes.
And I think I liked them because they were just so different looking.
Right.
Sea Friend's Secret Share Bear. Share Bear's a big one. As a matter of fact, my local ice cream shop, because Share Bear's symbol is like an ice cream,
Yeah.
sundae, is sitting in the in there.
That's awesome.
Surprise, Take Care, and True Heart Bear were all introduced in the 80s and 90s. But you can definitely tell the animation style from Deke versus Nelvana was through the roof. This is also the one that had the preferably best theme song ever, as we were, incorporated to this evening's opening. This was on my ABC affiliate. Actually, it was on all the ABC affiliates here in the States, and it was distributed by another one everywhere else. But it was consistent. Like, you didn't have to worry about, oh, well, what channel is it on? Who's scooted?
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
it was. So that's one thing I liked. Again, they put the movie before the TV show. We did the second movie, and it's like, oh, hey, do the Care Bears countdown, change to ABC.
That was good.
So, but there's my boy. There's my favorite right over there. True, Bright Heart Raccoon. That's my boy.
Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Again, we're expanding toys. They have play sets. They have the cloud cars, which I think were introduced. Were they introduced before that show, or was it in that
Nope,
show?
they were. That was the thing that they would
Yeah.
get their. Oh my God! See, this is how you unlock the memory. They would get their. Oh no! Here's the thing, and they go to the cloud pool, and they see it's like, Zordon, come to the viewing globe. So they went to the cloud pool, and they was like, oh my goodness! And then they would fly down from Carolot, which was
Yes.
this whole place in the clouds, and they'd fly down on these cloud cars.
Yeah, they had their own little their home up in the clouds, and they had
Mhm.
what was the groundskeeper's name? They had a guy that took care of everything. I can't remember.
Oh yeah.
But they had the little stars that would fly around and just make little cute noises. It was pretty cool. Yeah, they were definitely starting to expand this universe, filling in a lot of new information, selling a lot more toys, making a lot of new things, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we move into another.
And these are
movie.
still all done by Kenner at this point.
That's right. But we're getting real close to milking this thing dry. Am I right?
Yes, because they're pushing it at this point.
Yes.
Now this was the 3rd film, so Care Bears Adventure in Wonderland. This was done by wasn't done by Nelvana, but by another company. They did not go with Deke on this one. This is primarily the Care Bears go help find Alice, as in Alice in Wonderland, find her friends, and then they for canon purposes, they made that the white rabbit of I'm late for a very important date. That white rabbit is the uncle or grandpa or whatnot to Swift-Heart Rabbit.
Oh,
They were
man.
trying to pull a fast one on you.
Yeah.
But whatever, man. It is what it is. Like, I vaguely, like, maybe if I had like 6 or 7 beers, I might remember something.
I don't
But
remember it at all.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we should go watch it. You know,
Hey,
should we do a watch
that's a
party
little
of this?
that's a little homework for everybody. Go watch Care Bears Adventures in Wonderland. Report back to us. Let us know what you found out.
Yeah, nothing new was introduced. No real big characters. No,
Yeah.
we didn't change the lore, so it is what it was. And then 1986, and then what happens?
Kind of died out, right? Like,
Yep.
it wasn't cool anymore. We all kind of got over it, right? And then 1991 rolls around, and they're like, we gotta like reintroduce something new, right? Everybody's environmentally conscious. Captain Planet is hitting the charts and hitting top of the charts and ratings. Let's introduce some environmentally conscious Care Bears.
And if you notice, there's actually a mistake in that pile right there.
Is Proudheart? It's Proudheart, right? It's upside down, isn't it?
Well, it's the America Cares Bear.
Yeah. So they pretty much just reintroduced the same bears and added him, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Proudheart.
Yeah, they just zhuzhed up kind of what was already there.
Yeah. They did introduce a few like new ones, I think, but they weren't super huge. And there was one that didn't make it that had like their little, I can't remember what she was called, but her belly opened and you could store stuff in it. I was like, dude, that would have sold, right? I wonder why that didn't make it to production.
To me, that's kind of gross thinking about it, but you know, like, hey, well, Popples flopped, and everybody Care Bears and Miss Potato Head. So let's all put it together now. I'm sorry, that's a no for me.
Yeah. So at this point, it's pretty much just like coming back in waves. Like, okay, this is cool. You remember this? You should buy some. All right, and then we're gonna go away for a while, and we're gonna come back again. All right. So 1991 passes, and then 2002 comes back with another relaunch of all your favorite Care Bears. All the merchandise was coming back again. The vinyls, the stuffies. Now you had like ones that could talk and read you a storybook. You had the one in the top left there. Their bellies illuminated. They're kind of like a little nightlight or whatever. Those, I think those were probably the best.
Somebody called Teddy Ruxpin.
I think these are, Teddy Ruxpin's going to sue somebody.
So going back to these ones, these environmental bears, I looked up. Okay. So we've got Bedtime Bear, Cheer Bear, Friend Bear, Love a Lot, Share Bear, and Tender Heart Bear. In addition to Proud Heart. So again, these were just amped up versions of the characters we already knew. Again, like you said, with Proud Heart being the next one. There were some other ones in development. So the ones that had the secret tummy storage were Funshine and Harmony Bear.
Okay.
And then there were 2 that were only shown in the books, which was Recycling Bear and Forest Friend Bear.
So let's get this straight. These were the environmentally like Care Bears, environmentally conscious Care Bears.
They're the Planeteer Bears.
We never actually got to the environmental bears.
Yeah.
Not really.
Nope. We did. Well, like I said, the one figure that I do have is the Earth Day special one. You know?
I have that one too. I have a Funko of that one, actually.
Yep.
I don't know why. I just saw it and I was like, I want that. And I bought it. So.
Yeah. But yeah, so the relaunch again with all those figures and the tummy storage, the light up belly. If I would have known about that light up belly, I would have got that for my kid sister. Honestly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because she's adorable.
Yeah, and this was play along. They had bought the rights to produce these toys, so that's what was happening there.
And they look good.
Yeah, they do. They were fine. We get around to celebrating some anniversaries at this point, though, right? With the 20th anniversary coming around, they kind of had a new release of like just some revamped versions of the original bears in new packaging. And then you had a 25th anniversary bear, which, I mean, you can just see they just kind of took all. I don't know if I like that they took all the color, but I get that it's silver for the 25th anniversary, so I understand. But I think they also made They made all the other bears too in packaging like this. It just didn't say like 25th anniversary on it.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so. I wonder what that was on that DVD that came with that.
I don't know, man.
Never before released DVD.
Yeah.
Oh, look, it has Swarovski crystal eyes.
Yeah, I saw that.
Like, how bougie do you need to be for Care Bears? Oh, I got a 40-year-old Cabbage Patch. Like, can I get some Swarovskis, added in his eyes?
Oh man, Cabbage Patch. Yeah, that'd be cool. But by this time, we've got some new shows coming.
Yeah. So in 2007, so we've taken a big jump. 25th anniversary, and then it went completely blackout.
Yeah.
Everybody Care Bears stared too close to the sun, so they realized they needed to take a second, take a beat. And then in 2007, the show came back as the Care Bears Adventures in Care-a-Lot. Now, this was done in production with the Hub, or what at that point would have been Discovery Family, on your upper channels.
Mm-hmm.
This was a whole new animation style. They added in a bunch of new bears. And looking here at my notes, in the 2000s, they added another 20 bears.
Wow.
Yeah. So they renamed the Proud Heart Bear to America Cares Bear. Bashful Heart, Best Friend, Do Your Best, Laugh a Lot, Smart Heart, Thanks a Lot, Hopeful Heart, All My Heart, Amigo Bear, which I love because he's green and his tummy symbol is actually the Aztec sun. So he does
cool.
speak Spanglish.
Yeah.
Heart Song Bear, Play a Lot, Sunbright Bear, Superstar Bear, Work of Heart Bear,
Dude.
Sweet Dreams, Always There Bear, Oopsie Bear, which has his own movie, which was the predecessor to this series coming out, Pink Power Bear, and then Sweet Sakura Bear, which I'm assuming is a pink one that is possibly Japanese.
Probably.
Yeah, and was only exclusive to Japan.
I like that Thanks a Lot Bear, but just because of my mind, I could just
Yeah, thanks a lot.
I could just hear like thanks a lot.
Oh, thanks, Share Bear. That's great. That's awesome. Thanks a lot.
Hey, thanks a lot, Bear. You want to go take care of this problem? Yeah, sure. Thanks a lot.
There were also 3 exclusive movies. There was Me Bear, Messy Bear, and Too Loud Bear.
Too Loud Bear. That's a good one. I think I got a couple of those in the living room right now. A couple of kids.
Now, they did do with this series, they updated a few of their, like it says on there, they used to be called tummy marks or tummy symbols, and now they're called belly badges. So this is now the new canon for all the series since then.
Okay. I mean, I don't know how I feel about it, but whatever.
A cutie, the good thing is a cutie mark on a My Little Pony is still a cutie mark 40 years later. So,
there you go.
But you can definitely tell that some of these, belly badges have been updated over time. You can see that, they've made them brighter, or they made them bigger, or they shine a little bit more, and that's okay.
Yeah, totally. 2011 rolls around and we get a new line. Welcome to Care-a-Lot, right? Which also comes with a new show.
Yep. So this is a continuation, actually, of the 2007 series. They updated it. This was on the Hub, as originally it was the Discovery Kids. At this point, Hasbro had purchased the channel from Discovery, and this was the Hub. This was also the same time that we had the Align continuity in the Transformers series. We had the Family Game Night TV show. This was the first CGI series for Care Bears. And they look good. I love the fact that you have the flocking look on them.
Yep.
There's a lot to work with there.
Yeah. Just trying to keep up with the new technologies. Let's do some CGI, baby. It's 2000.
Yeah.
Everything else is why not us? You gotta cash in when you can. 2015 saw a expanded line. They came out with a lot of these big packages of collectibles here. Just Play Toys had bought the licensing, and they were developing a Netflix show, if I'm not mistaken, and that's where we got Care Bears and Cousins, right?
Yep. So in 2015 they came out with the series again. Just another, everything just kept rolling and rolling and rolling over. Other bears that also in 2010, starting there, we had Wonder Heart Bear, Shiver Me Tim Bear. Yeah. The Great Giving Bear. Now these are more. You'll definitely tell these are seasonal or exclusives.
Yeah.
Bo the Take Care Bear. Trick
Mm.
or Sweet Bear. Christmas Wishes, which I do remember was an all white bear that has. I have that one, which I could bring
Okay.
out at Christmas. There is Rainbow Heart. There's Piece of Heart Bear, Watchful Bear, Sparkle Heart Bear, International Day of Girls Bears. Again, these are not incorporated in the show. These are just merchandising.
Yeah.
And then since we're talking 2015, we'll even just jump in since the 2020s. We have gotten a BLM bear, a Unity Bear, Togetherness Bear, I Care Bear, Care a Lot Bear, and Dream Bright Bear. This is not mentioning the fact that Care Bears has now even rolled over into Funkos, which is the majority of what I have now. Because even like I said, I have that Earth Day exclusive one. So
Yeah. Man.
Yep, and there's my boy Brightheart Raccoon.
They're just like adding to the list every time, aren't they?
But at this point, I don't think they're really adding them to the canon of the show. They're just merchandising.
Right. Just
and that's okay.
A Care Bear for every occasion, right? That way, every point of the year, you have something you can sell.
Yep.
It's fine. That's the way business works. I get it. 2019 to now, we actually have kind of like they had like a redesign, what would you call it? Like just, I guess, relaunch, but I don't know. That's not the way I want to say it. But anyway, they changed their logo. I love it. I think it's really cool. These are ones that my kids actually got interested in. He bought like a couple of the small vinyls in the little like the mystery minis. I think he got Birthday Bear and I want to say Lucky Bear or Lucky Day, whatever it's called. So they were really cool too, really cute. He didn't really like do anything with them other than put them on his mantle or whatever it's called, dresser. But yeah, they came out with a ton of more merchandise for this relaunch. This is just a small number of things here. They had all different size plush. They had all different size vinyls. The mystery toys were getting big around this time as well.
Yep.
So that was a thing. And to go along with that, they released
another TV
a cartoon.
Because, that's what we do. One thing I will appreciate is that they did do, I got to give them credit. They did store exclusives on this particular franchise for reiteration. Like I know Walmart had some exclusives. Target had some exclusives. But they did it well enough. One thing I do like that they did is like, if you take a look at their dimples on their faces, they're different for this just a little bit now. If you notice, your boy Grumpy now has a heart in his water drops.
Yeah.
Like, well, you can't be angry all the time. You need a little bit of melancholy. But yeah, so that's what we had going on, and this is what's still going on nowadays. I'm personally not a fan of these. I think it's the big, huge chibi anime eyes that are killing it for me.
I like it. I don't know why. Like when I was coming up with our intro, I wanted to get a small portion of this intro to add in. And I was like, I kind of dig this. I might check it out just to see what my kids do when I put it on. They're like, is this cool? Or like, what? I don't know.
If your kids are watching, go to bed.
Yeah. It just felt like, it's modern, right? It looked like something that would be interesting. I'll probably check it out.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's different strokes for different folks. And that's the one thing that, we all have to agree on here, folks, is that especially those of us that are of a certain generation now, sorry, Kat, I always like to equate myself. I call myself the Ninja Turtle generation.
Oh, yeah.
And now I could even call myself the Care Bear generation. Why? Because how many times have our IPs been rebooted and rebooted and redone and redone, And the biggest thing to take away from it is that, what? This might not be your Care Bear. This is not my Care Bear. Mine is To the Care Bears Countdown. And I'm cool with that.
3, 2.
But I can't knock somebody for liking Care Bears, but they only like the newer stuff.
Yeah.
And that's where, we really want to show and highlight, not just with this franchise, but with all the franchises. That's what we talk about the whole history, because this might be your first endeavor into whatever show or, as it is. And we want to celebrate that. And we want you to come along for the ride as well.
Yeah. You may have loved Welcome to Care-a-Lot or whatever. I don't know. Like, It's all cool.
Yeah, you might like, Adventures in Wonderland, and you actually remember that movie. More
Yeah,
power to you.
might be your favorite movie. I don't know.
You know?
Cats are part of the Littlest Pet Shop generation. Yeah.
I wasn't allowed to have that. I could have Legos, but I couldn't have Polly Pocket or Mighty Max or Littlest Pet Shop because, I'm going to walk on them. But my dad would walk over Legos. No problem.
Your dad's.
With every obscenity in between. I didn't say he would successfully walk over.
I was going to say, if he didn't make any noises while doing it, he's a tough dude.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's everything we got for this evening. Mickey, I love you, man. All right.
I love you too, bro.
I really do. It's a pleasure to be able to do this with you.
Thank you.
We do have some things lined up for the rest of this month, and then we are going to kick off our new monthly blocks. And we're going to start off with Mickey's. Like, I'm just literally next month, I'm on autopilot, I think. Honest to goodness. I even have an idea to maybe rented lips. I'm so excited. Maybe even get a guest on for that.
Awesome sauce.
Which I have not spoken to you about yet because I almost wanted to make it a surprise.
Okay.
But, proper channels and all. Just, I don't want to throw anybody a curveball. But yeah, March is going to be Masters of the Universe March.
Mm-hmm.
And how about my April O'Neil Turtles? And then we're just going to keep going from there.
Yep.
We have things lined up for the rest of the year. But in the meantime, please make sure, that you do your homework, of course. And that is always making sure that you subscribe, that you click that bell, get all the notifications, tap that thumbs up, and let our boss, the GEO, who made a special appearance here last Friday, right here on the channel. That's right. Very special appearance.
Yes, he did.
Make sure that he comes on. Exactly. Let them know that we're doing our job. We've got a whole bunch of stuff coming up this week. Tomorrow night, we're going to be doing a turn a page. Ken and I are going to be talking about, of course, since we're theming everything this week, we're not doing a love story, but because Captain America's coming out this week, we are going to be talking about the brand new Sam Wilson Captain America #1, which just dropped this past January. So we're definitely going to celebrate that with the new movie coming out. That'll be tomorrow night on Turn a Page. Wednesday, again, nobody does comic book reviews like the NI Bullpen. That's right, over 30 reviews, and I actually get to dip my toe in the Transformers universe this week.
Oh, sweet, dude.
Yeah, when Ken actually called me up and said, "Hey, can you help me out with Transformers? Or you want to do Transformers?" Like, dude, I do the G.I. Joe one. It's like you do Transformers, Rich does Void Rivals, and I do G.I. Joe because we want to keep it like that. He's like, "Nah, man, come on over Transformers." I'm like, "I'll roll out." I'll terrorize your review. Sure, whatever.
Yeah.
And then speaking of terrorizing, we got to talk about jumping in from the top rope is Rich and Ken talking about everything Wrestling Night Live, AEW, WCW, WWE, WWF, every single other Japan New World New Wrestling. That's all I got right there.
Yeah,
and then Friday we've got, Fridays are kind of open, but we do have our new NI News editorials, which you're going to be checking out all the time here on the channel. That's why you want to make sure you're subscribed. I know that our girl Megan, she just did two last week, one of which I had the pleasure of talking about the What If Galactus. Hopefully we get Mickey on here to do an editorial, which I would love to. We've got movie reviews, TVs. All you got to do, subscribe, follow, because here at Nerd Initiative, we love our QR codes. So they're right below Mickey's beautiful face. Honestly, he's got so much beard there. Like, could we put a QR code? Could we paint a QR code in his beard?
Maybe, man. I could get one tattooed on my.
No.
Hey, that's the future of marketing. You're gonna start seeing like QR codes tattooed on people's foreheads.
How about this? Hey, Michael, if you're listening, for New York, let's get some temporary tattoos.
Hey, that's a good idea, man. Scam our forehead.
What outlet do you work for? Beep. We'll be here all week. Try the fish.
Yeah. Oh man.
But thank you so very much again. It is always a pleasure sharing and caring about all these fantastic franchises that we get to share with you.
Yes.
What else you got, Mickey? Anything?
No. I think that's it. Just everything you said was perfect. Please, the Nerd Initiative news, that's something new we're doing. Tom already hit on it, but yeah, man, there's some cool stuff up there and some cool stuff coming from what I understand. So check that out. Right. Other than that,
I'm gonna pitch a monthly video. Well, not that it's gonna be monthly, but I'm gonna pitch one because we're gonna try and do the long format monthly ones, from what I understand.
okay.
I'm gonna pitch an idea out there, and if y'all know me, you know what franchise it's gonna be about. Hopefully, I don't get a lot of flack for it. Like, I really want to have a conversation about this.
Yeah.
Okay, and no, it's not about Battle Cat. But if we can do it, it'll be a more phenomenal thing.
There you go. That's right. Yeah, I think that's it for the night. Appreciate everyone listening, checking us out. Can't wait to do more. This is fun. Yeah, that's it. Just remember, when you play.
Oh, yeah. Line. Hold on.
Don't just play for fun.
You play.